Final Pogba will leave it for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. On the way for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandez. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Today definitely was not good day at the office, guys. Right? And I'm gonna cut to the chase. Right? So we have Rudy on the inside, Christopher, Simeon, Big Phil, and Nico. Thanks guys for joining. Right? So I'm not gonna even bother to ask Ole how Ole going, right? But what I want to start by saying is I have never been Ole out. Right? I would have questioned his tactics. I questioned his in-game decisions. I questioned his team selections, but I have never been Ollie out. But let's see, after today, as of now, I do not see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can turn this thing around. And I'm not even sure he deserves time to turn it around.
Well, to add to that, I want to say I was never really all out either. To be quite honest, I don't think we. I know a lot of people would be disappointed and angry, but I don't think we should all put it anyway at Solskjaer. I think Solskjaer as a manager just done he carried we he could have carried we and he has run his course and that is it. It's not like he gonna sack himself, he gonna resign himself. He protect his players well in the media, which Mourinho never used to do properly anyway. And I think he just carried we as far as he can. And obviously I would like to think I don't have the tactical I football IQ like Ollie, so I think I know what's going wrong, and if he can't see that, then something wrong. We obviously need a change in management.
All right, well said, Rudy. Christopher,
Yeah,
give
I
me your opening
mean,
thoughts now.
this cannot continue. I mean, I don't I don't believe in the whole hashtag or tagline or whatever it is, ole in, ole out nonsense. That's something that AFTV start with Wenger out and all of that. So I'm not participating in that Arsenal stupidness. But at the end of the day, it's the manager's job to see the deficiencies in the team or the tactics or the playing style or whatever it is are the problems that are plaguing the team and preventing getting positive results and proper results. And it's his job to address them. So far this season, that hasn't happened. So as a manager, if it is you're not doing your job, as with any profession, if it is you're not doing your job, then you have to be held to account. And sadly, in the world of football, how managers are held to account is that they are replaced. So I think it has come to that right now where his position is untenable. It have no way he coming back from this. Being outplayed and humiliated by your largest rival, having the rival fans singing in Old Trafford, Ole's at the wheel and they want Ole to stay. Seeing the look on Sir Alex Ferguson's face watching that travesty of a football match, it have no way back. So yeah, there's no way back. If Ole has any kind of professional pride, if he has any kind of love for the club, he shouldn't wait to be fired. He should just step down. Say, I did what I could. I'll step aside. Full stop.
Yeah. Nico?
Boy, that's one thing I want to say. I definitely um, that's something that Rudy would have said. That if it is that we are not, we have never played football on that level, or we may not even understand football at that level. But if we could sit from behind the scene and watch, and we see the deficiencies, and it is the same deficiencies every week over and over and over, and he is not seeing it, then again, I concur. I think he has run his course. You know, um, I cannot get immune. to be honest, I kind of get immune to the results. I don't know how much of you all would be feeling this way, because it has been a while that we have been putting in these kinds of performances. So more or less, you kind of know what to expect. You're expecting going into games, knowing you're going to be outplayed, and you know as long as you have a better coach, you're going to lose. So before the game even starts, you don't know you're going to be outplayed, and with going up against Klopp, you're going to lose. So I just get immune to it, and to be honest, the results not affecting me as much as it used to before. And I guess that is to show how low we have fallen now. And I heard Oli say something today that he took the team so far that he doesn't want to give up now. He shouldn't give up now. And and to me, how far down, or how far lower now you can take us, because definitely it ain't looking like it going up. Yeah.
Before I go to Phil, right, I just want to remind you all, we have about 14 people looking live. We do appreciate the fact that, on a day like this, where,
For
I mean,
sure.
not much might be like Nico, who might be unaffected. Because I think for the most part, the majority of us will be affected by the result, right? And not only the result, the performance as well. So we do thank you all for still coming on and taking part and participating in the podcast. But we would also like if you could share and like as well. All right. So thanks very, very much for that. Let me just get some comments here because we want to recognize those in the comment section. All right. David Curtin, good night to you too, buddy. Thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
joining. Iron Lion, thanks for joining, buddy. Dwayne, Honore, thanks for joining.
Yeah,
Good night
man.
to you too. Ray Ramlal saying Ollie out. He started same team that was 2-0 down versus Atalanta. We'll get to that because
Oh Lord.
Paul
Oh
Scholes spoke about
Lord.
that.
Yes, he
Um,
did.
Dream Chaser, good night, buddy. Saying good night, fellas. Ollie should not wait to be sacked just to resign. And I think Christopher had mentioned that. Iron saying total embarrassment today. Watch me.
Agreed.
Gosh, boy. Arun, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying good night,
Hey,
guys.
good
Ollie
night.
definitely took us from C to point B. But to get to point A seems to be too big of a task for him. Love and respect to Ollie, but it's time to go. And I think
Yeah,
you
that's
echoing
real
the
talk.
My
sentiments.
my thoughts exactly.
They
Yeah,
real
well,
talk. They real talk there.
yeah. The Vendra, welcome, buddy. Rough day at the office, no doubt. Nigel, good night to you too. Um, King Unruly Pre, he's saying not just him alone, not seeing it, his ex-mates. Oh, yeah. We will get to that
Not
because
Gary Neville. If you listen to Gary Neville,
No,
Gary,
Gavin. Yeah, Gavin.
Gary,
He said that also. He was on the same trend of it. He not see when he got where Oli could get it right.
Jody, welcome, boy. He's saying Ollie in, Ollie out. I don't know anymore, nah, boy.
Now it's
Then
supposed to
say,
be clear after today, Jody. You can't have no ambiguities. Come on.
Ollie said
Yeah.
a week ago he isn't going to change for anyone. McFred at the wheel, Sean Maguire abysmal. Wow.
All of them he pulling them pulling them down with him. Or he pulling them down with him, however you want to see it.
All of them sinking in the same ship.
Yep.
Anybody can
I don't
come
think we
to.
could really isolate any players in this thing. There's no system. You know.
I want to challenge Jonathan Christopher, but we will get into that, right? Ray, I'm not saying
Actually,
anybody can come to United and give us a
there are
run.
plenty players we could really think. Yeah.
Yeah. Karina, good night. Thanks for
Hey,
joining.
good night, Karina. Nice man.
Chris Joseph, good night to you too, buddy. And Angelos, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Trinidad and Tobago, TT inside. Yeah. I've seen bad days for him, but today is the icing, bro. Yeah. And watch man.
Intolerable.
I was
Hey,
expecting
Dave,
some. I
Chelsea
was
man.
expecting. Yeah, I was expecting these people to
Chelsea man to come in.
yeah. We was
Yeah,
expecting the
after
Chelsea
that,
men.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Joel, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying Ollie out. Well, we know the Ollie out was going to be in full flow tonight, right?
Zidane in. Waste no
Is
time.
Zidane in? I am saying Maguire looked like his brain injured. Luke Shaw is back to his old
Uh,
self that Mourinho spoke about. Wow. Quincy Riley, thanks for joining, buddy.
Wow.
Phil,
Merry Christmas. That's all I can say. guys laughing, but we conceded 11 goals in 3 matches. So Merry Christmas.
The gift that keeps
That's
on
all you
giving,
get.
eh?
Christmas come early.
The gift that keeps on
Three,
giving.
goal for you, goal for you, goal for everybody. 3 points for you, 3 points for you, 3 points for everybody. Right? 11 goals conceded in 3 games. That's a big concern.
Yep.
When
You're
when
making Ole
when
sound
when
like Oprah, boy.
I honestly do not know where to start, right? Halloween, I don't do Halloween, but if I had to go as somebody as Halloween, I'm going as the Man United coaching staff as Halloween.
Shims.
That's what I'm going as, right? Today was absolutely dreadful, right? Harry Maguire, you are not my captain. You are not a leader. You cannot read a game. You cannot even read a magazine. I'm sorry. I do not know what this team gave us today. I said on many of these podcasts, you do not know which Man United squad will show up on the day, right? When I saw that these guys scored within 4 minutes, I put on my seatbelt because I know this was going to be a long match. I know. There is no communication in this team, especially in our defense. There's no chemistry. There's drama, but there's no chemistry in this team whatsoever, right? Why on God's green earth would somebody want to come and play in this stench of a system slash philosophy at Man United? Right? Why would they? Right? I do not know what on God's green earth was the
A man
plan
answering
today.
you there.
We lose or nah, we lost it every since Alex Ferguson left. Trust me, man. We are oh my boy, I am speechless at Michael Jackson, boy. I honestly don't know what to say because this club this club just lets us all down
Down, yeah.
every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
match day.
Yeah.
Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League. Let us down all the time, right? And one must ask, when I wake up tomorrow morning, Monday, to go to work, will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be in a job and will this coaching staff still be there? Right? Because we all know on this panel that whenever fixtures come out, we always look for at least 3 fixtures. That's Arsenal, the Manchester Derby, and Liverpool.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
It's almost like before this fixture, Jurgen Klopp loaded the PlayStation. He loaded FIFA 21 or FIFA 22.
Man, come with props.
He chose Manchester United, right? And then he put the settings down to amateur slash beginning. And then he played. He said, guys, go and enjoy yourself. Right? He went from lower, he had the settings at world class, and he said, no, boy. No, 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 no. Let me put this down to amateur or beginner. Sorry. Let me lower this to beginner and let me click start and let me have a field day at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, aka the Theater of Nightmares. Happy Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween.
Well, first of all, before I continue, love that comparison. But secondly, seeing man, Sir Alex Ferguson facing the stands, it was
That hurt me.
hard pill to swallow, especially when the away crowd and Liverpool fans started to sing 20 times. Because I mean, we had to start to think about it. They could be gaining our next title. Is the title race between? It's not between us, Liverpool, and us. It's between Chelsea, Liverpool, Man
And
City.
City. Yeah.
And I mean, Mourinho was saving him a lot too. He could have been sacked a lot earlier, but his performances never really wasn't there. But he used to just the team used to have that grit and just get the results. At the end of the day, football is a results based games. But I have some stats here to read out for you. Goal conceded 15, which is 16th in all. Clean sheets 1, which is 18th. Shots on target face 43, which is 14th. Tackles 104, which is dead last. Errors leading to shots 8, which is dead last in the Premier League. Expected goals against 14.3, which is 15th. And this is our Manchester United side we're talking about.
Poor.
Yeah, but
Poor.
Rudy. The only stat that counts because you can read stats about goals conceded and tackles made, right? Philosophy 0, system of play
Bro,
0,
this is what I'm
plan
saying.
A 0,
Nico was
tactics
saying that
0.
we all know we're gonna get outplayed, but at least we just think, okay, maybe we could fight out a result. Not even a result.
You know,
We were down 4. Rudy, we were down 4 goals at halftime. There's
I
there's no Tylenol, there's no Viagra to take at
I was
halftime.
thinking going into this game, okay, maybe the boys would show up as against
Nah.
Liverpool.
no,
It's against
no.
Liverpool.
Well,
We need to show up.
before we get into the the meat of everything, I just want to get Simeon's opening comments, and then we'll look at everything else.
I
Go ahead,
mean,
Simeon.
I have much to say, really. I mean, I've been on this show, on the podcast, in the comments since day one, being negative. You know, you're saying being negative. You know, you're saying, we gonna give that much goals. We go come out and play. We go one day. All we go sprinkle magic dust. We go win some games. But we have all watched the same games. We've seen the same problems. We've seen guys teams, no-name teams cut through us like nothing. And we expect, our team to just get, you can't switch on and play team defense. It ain't gonna happen like that. You play Liverpool, one of the best teams there is now, and every single issue that you have will turn up. And with Ollie, what I've been saying from the beginning, since that Villarreal game, is Ollie does not change. I see a lineup. I say, okay, again, Ollie does not change. The attacking wingers don't come back. Did not change. Nothing changes with Ollie. The same Ollie. How could he play that same lineup? No change. I mean, change the formation at least. Help the midfield. I'm not a big football mind, but I can see that. Nothing changes. It's like Ollie does not change. Bring up a back five with something, change something, do something. Ollie does not change. We've been seeing this. Coaches, more importantly, other coaches have been seeing this. And I'm sorry. And they have figured out ways to dissect this. I mean, I could see this result 5 weeks from now. From 5 weeks before. We saw this coming. I don't know who. Everyone's like, yeah, we saw it coming. We saw it, that Ollie going to do some kind of magic and the boys going to play, come out and play, but it don't work like that. Not at this level. All the magic he had, that's gone. And the big question, is now is what's going to happen next, because if all the breaks he's had, all the off seasons he's had to fix stuff, and he hasn't fixed it, he hasn't changed anything. No one's really playing better. It's getting worse, actually. What's next? But Ali does not change, and that's the theme of his whole era. It's like he can't get off this McFred, who can't defend. They are there for defense, right? But how much goals we get in the first half? 4. Last week, 2. He does not change. That's all I gotta say. I got nothing. I just gotta come in and let's hope there's some kind of, hope somewhere. But I've been seeing it coming. I try to tell you it was coming, but you have to go, no, we go do something. But nothing changes. Y'all go ahead. Y'all tell me something is gonna change.
All right, answer that, Simeon. So we're gonna get some comments on why I'm doing this, right? Let's just remember to like and share, the podcast, because we want to get some more people in on the content, right? Logan Rodriguez, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying all vibes, no tactics. That is
Vibes, yeah.
Say with a smile on your face. Energy.
Yeah.
Play like Fred. Energy.
Dreamcatcher saying, what's the sense of playing 2 defensive midfielders and still conceding silly goals? Throughout the game, the players on the wide was always free.
Right, true.
Yeah, I am saying I'm starting to believe Fergie really owned that box touch, man. The kind of magic Fergie used to do with players who subpar.
Average players, mediocre players.
You had to really wonder. The man probably really had it back and he didn't get all yet. They've been just saying after 70 minutes, Liverpool start to go easy on us, yes. Shake my head and their fans singing all year the
That was
wheel. We're a
embarrassing. That was
joke.
humiliation.
Hey.
That was humiliation. That is what I
Dwayne,
really couldn't take.
Dwayne saying we don't have identity. 7 years now under Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, now Oli. So Oli, hear this, right? And I want to take it from here into the team sheets because clearly Oli, and I think I'd mentioned it to who? Phil, I don't know if it's you, I mentioned it too. Right? When we were talking about the team that Oli would have gone into this game with. Simeon, it was very, very predictable because I predicted the team. And I'm sure if I could have predicted the team, then Klopp would have predicted that team since last year, right? And for me, what that team looked like is the team. It looked like a Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team. The team is full of DNA, full of passion, run hard, work hard, give your all, leave the how Ole just put it, leave the field with your blood on the ground. As the team that played, McFred will work, Rashford will run up and up because I can't sit down because he leave Trent Alexander-Arnold to punish us today, right? So I can't even say Rashford go run up and down again. I go say Rashford go run up and up, right? He fielded at 11 of his favorites. If he could have played 12 players, he might have probably have a conundrum choosing between Cavani or Lingard because these are the players that only seem to like to manage because they don't require much tactical input. Just put all there and say, all here, run, show heart, show desire, enjoy yourself. And I'll go win.
But I think I saw the running stats for the Premier League, and I think Manchester in the bottom, So we even getting running.
So the
Fellas not even
concept,
running.
right? So the concept is a concept. Whether the concept is an illusion or not,
It's a flawed one. Yeah.
it's just because you hear this coming from all these.
No, I mean you pointed it
and
out.
the type of
Look at how Trent able to reach up on me goal and bust we net, and Rashford nowhere around. So that means Rashford they tracking him.
Correct.
You understand?
Is that part of the plan, though? Is Rashford supposed to be up front, waiting for the counter attack? Because it has to be. Because
it has to be exactly
the current problem.
I think Fred and
I think it's tactics. Well, lack of tactics, literally.
Lack of
No, I mean-
Fred and McTominay is be pinned so much to the centre backs, it doesn't even give them options when it's time to distribute. And
Fred and
here
McTominay is a hide from the ball.
But I find like what had happened is Luke Shaw done had Salah to deal with, then Trent, and for some reason the field was lopsided with Maguire and Lindelof always going to their right hand side, and Shaw had to try to cover. And well, obviously Shaw could look like the bad one, not defending good, but Maguire and Lindelof, they need help.
Shaw, it's no way Shaw could deal with Salah and Trent.
He needed help, and I thought the left-sided CDM at least Fred would have at least come, but he nowhere to be seen.
So
Fred doesn't have a football brain to understand he needs to do that.
Right. So let's look at the team sheets now. I know, this is, but it's just part of how we go through dissecting and understanding what where the issues started. So let's look at the team sheet because obviously I think Simeon mentioned it. There was no change from the 11 that were abysmal in the first half against Atalanta. And I think I would have mentioned it to a couple of you all, that one of the reasons why Man United saw so much possession in the second half is because I thought that Atalanta ran out of steam. And one of the things that I could in this instance, credit to Manchester United is the fact that them fellas and them probably fitter than Atalanta. Right? And they kick into second gear, and Atalanta, after losing Demiral is his name, the defender, because he came off at halftime. Not to mention, Atalanta didn't play with 5 of their first team players. Man United picked up on some kind of, well, as Phil just said, they probably drink the juice during halftime and came out a little more energetic. So, for you to go into this Liverpool game, whereas Paul Scholes clearly stated is so much better than Atalanta, and they would have seen this, and if you feel you could go down 2-0 at halftime and come back after drinking whatever juice you're drinking to win that game, then you in for a rude awakening. And so said, so happened. So when I saw that team sheet and I'm going first, I was asking myself, I say, Ollie, serious? You're using McFred to protect your back four. But they were carved open by Atalanta. Now, I don't want to take nothing away from Atalanta, but they are not the big teams of this world, right? They are a good footballing team, but they're not supposed to school Manchester United. But you trust that you're going into a Liverpool team who inform to play the same team, because you come and get a goal in the 95th minute? All in a serious, all here. Now, I said that, well, this is, if any team had to play Liverpool, this was my thoughts. If any team had to play Liverpool, it had to be this team because our Ollie team. This is Ollie team filled with his favorites, filled with players who will do what he wants them to do because he doesn't seem to be able to coach and manage tactical players who have a little bit of guile like the Sanchos, the Pogbas, the Martials. Yes, I call any name, shocks, man. Anyway, but these are the players that Ollie seem to struggle.
Sit to the chest.
Yeah, because these are the players that seem to struggle under Ollie. And when you look at Ollie's teams playing,
Van der Beek.
It's always making these players look poor. So instead of setting up a system that will enhance the abilities and the skill sets of these players, it's showing them up more than anything else. When you play Pogba in midfield, because of how this team's set up, it's showing up all Pogba's defensive deficiencies. But Pogba is an attacking player, so why when he playing in midfield, it's not showing his quality in attack or his quality in how he would, make passes and these kind of things I'm talking about. Why? So when I saw the team, yeah, you'll get Fred and McTominay to run whole day, whether the running making sense or not. You'll get Rashford to run, you'll get Greenwood to run and shoot, you'll get Bruno to cross from everywhere on the field. You understand? You'll get Wan-Bissaka to throw frame, whether he catch a man or not. And this is the 11 that Ollie was always going to play. Nico.
Yeah, I say anybody can know that is 11, but again, as soon as I see the 11, the writing was on the wall. Again, you saw for the McTominay cannot. I don't know if he cannot tackle. I don't know if his timing off. But McTominay just caught 10 players into the area without even resting the body on them. Sometimes at least a body. Watch me, McTominay getting close to players, and he's a defensive midfielder. Him getting close enough to tackle, right? Spread again all over the place, and as Phil would have said it, there is no chemistry. There's no chemistry in the midfield, no chemistry in the defense, no chemistry in the attack, and we just all over the place. And we saw it against Atalanta, right? In fact, you see it for the whole season, more or less, other than the first game of the season, right? You just lucky to scrape through some of the wins that we did, right? Because they were all poor performances because they were all lacking chemistry within the team. There's no cohesiveness. There's no tactical play, right? And with that team today, it was the same exact thing. So I wasn't surprised. But again, if that's how Ollie want to go down with McFred in the midfield, that is how he is going to go down, right? And as Simeon would have said, there is no change, right? There is no change. He still doesn't know when to make a substitution, how to make a substitution, how to pick a proper team, how it is to integrate players for them to build confidence, to have a stronger squad. He still doesn't know none of those things. He still hasn't improved in none of those things. And you're still seeing the same deficiencies that we have been seeing all along. And as Simeon said, there's no change. And as Phil said, there's no chemistry in the team. And to me, it only have one way to go after this.
Yeah. So I want to come to Christopher, but let me just get some comments here and then I'll come to you, right? Kian Paul, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying Ollie, good night.
Yeah,
Akita, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. Saying Fred is a wild hands on a sweet bread. All running, no brains, Man United is a track team. Yeah, boy. Logan Rodriguez saying any DM under Oli system will struggle because they have to cover a large area. This is very, very true. Because Oli doesn't make his attacking players press the opposition. If he had Kante, he would look average under Oli, and that's very true.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was very, very true.
Good point. Good point.
Anderson, thanks for joining, buddy. Good night. Good night. Dream Chaser saying Sean needs to be dropped. He pour off after the game. How much? The whole 11 players. Go Christopher.
I mean, well, just kind of to echo what the guys already said. I mean, the starting lineup, when I saw that starting lineup and I saw it was the same starting lineup he started with against Atalanta. The same starting lineup that was 2-0 down at halftime against an understrength Atalanta, who's like, what, sixth or something in the Serie A? It was madness. And I mean, after that Atalanta match, right? So we scraped the win, all the heroics from Cristiano, all of that, right? And then afterwards, I seen my manager come on out and saying, "Oh, the first half wasn't bad."
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
oh boy.
And I want to
boy.
know
Hey.
what grade of weed
Hey.
Ole on. It had to have some kind of special grade of Norwegian something that he brethren just shipped to him from Scandinavia
Good.
that is only grown in them mountains, that does have him high as a kite. The first half wasn't bad.
Atrocious.
So I just put it like, all
Atrocious.
right, what else would he say, right? Because the camera's on, the microphone by your mouth. They ask the question, what are you going to say? Well, my team is crap. No, you're going to say, well, it wasn't that bad. Because he could get away with that because we win, right? We scraped the win. But then I see he bring on the same lineup and it just dawned on me as like, he was serious. It dawned on me when I saw that lineup this morning. I say, he legitimately thought that first half against Atalanta wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Because that could be the only justification for him feeling that same team
True.
again.
true.
It could be the only justification as like, you legitimately thought that the first half against Atalanta was good. And it was like, if we do that same thing against Liverpool, we will get through. Well, they did the same thing against Liverpool, just Liverpool performed with scared instead of two.
Well,
I mean, if it is he wanted the same result from playing that same lineup, I mean, it came close. Just, off by about 2 goals,
5.
2 versus 4,
Is that
It's
5?
still 5. It's still 5.
It's still
3.
5.
No, I'm
It's
talking
still
about the
4.
halftime. I talk about halftime.
Okay,
At halftime.
At halftime, it was 4-0 at halftime. I talking about Salah get his second goal in extra time at the first half, and it's like, it's like it was just a joke. It was just a joke after a while. So it was like, this man can't be serious, and really and truly, I mean, as I say, echoing the guys, he do change. He think what he doing is right, and ain't nobody could tell him what he doing is wrong. Even when Jurgen Klopp pull up to Old Trafford and spanky back the backside, he still think he right.
Yeah.
Phil?
And
So-
saying what? It too late to give up on this project now. He's seeing the results. I am
He
seeing
come
the
so far with
results.
the team.
Yeah, I'm seeing the results.
But
Come
we
on,
seen
man.
it too. 5-0.
Yeah, the whole world seeing it.
The whole world. When you talk about the whole world, we getting trolled, It's tough to be a Manchester United supporter now,
But Chris, look at our actual Chelsea man on the inside now, Kerry White. I reach high five,
Lord.
guys,
High five, yeah.
Phil, go through.
Boy, we do nothing together. We don't defend together. We don't attack together. We don't press together. We do nothing together, right? It's almost like you take 11 grains of salt or rice, throw it onto the field, and hope for the best, right? Now, I'm going to go back to the communication in this defense, right? I like to compare centre backs of now, not only because of their defending, but also of their ability to marshal the defense and to lead the defense, and also to be outspoken, right? All of those do not resonate with Harry Maguire, right? I can go to Virgil van Dijk. I can go to Thiago Silva at Chelsea. I can go to Sergio Ramos when he was at Madrid. even back to Carlos Puyol at Barcelona days, they knew how to marshal and align a defense, right? Those guys were on the same communication channel, right? I cannot say that about Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has no idea of what's going on to the left of him, to the right of him, right? Now, as much as we can talk about this lineup, at the end of the day, there's still no system of play. There's no plan A, there's no plan B, there's no philosophy, right? I don't care who you bring in. You can bring in Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi into this squad, right? We will still struggle, right? I see a man talk about
Well, they've seen
N'Golo
it now,
Kante,
huh?
and he's right. You can bring N'Golo Kante, Makalele, Essien. You can bring all the top defenders into this world. You can bring an entire Space Jam team and put it into the system, and we're still going to struggle, right? At the end of the day, you can tell who has a system. You can tell Leicester has a system. You can tell Leeds have a system. You can tell Chelsea, Liverpool, even going across to the likes of
City,
Dortmund.
City, of
Brighton.
course.
Brighton,
Brighton, yeah.
Hove, Bayern.
Brighton, even they have a system,
They have
right?
a system.
But at the end of the day, it's like Liverpool. Let's dissect Liverpool, right? Liverpool field almost the exact same 11 players every single game, but they have a system, right? You can take one or two guys out of that system and replace them with two other guys. They will be programmed to do the exact same thing as those
Yeah,
previous
so
guys.
today with Jota. Jota played the same way Mane would have played. So yeah.
What's Curtis Jones coming into the team?
Yeah,
Curtis
Exactly.
Jones coming into the
That's
team.
yeah.
But look at how James Milner got subbed and Curtis Jones came in, right? Still
Yeah.
playing the exact same way, right? And that's
Exact
not
Same way.
and that's not to say that's a player's style of play. That's just how Jurgen Klopp has these guys ticking and talking every single week in, week out, right? And like I said, before I pass on to you guys, I am done with this coaching staff. The coaching staff are a bunch of jokers, right? I have no idea what these guys wake up in the morning and tell the players. I don't, right? Everybody gonna look at that Atalanta win and yeah, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, woo. Ronaldo winner, right? But to allude to what Christopher and even Paul Scholes said, right? We performed the exact same way versus Atlanta versus Liverpool today. And we got the result we deserved. We got bent over like a girl at Carnival. Miami, Notting Hill, crop over, all the above. We got bent over. I'm sorry.
Blizzard.
The only difference, Phil, is I think that girl, she'll enjoy it. We didn't enjoy this one, you know.
But it don't matter when that girl gets home, she knows that behind her is going to be so sore. And that's how most United players felt today. Sore and sore.
No, yeah, that's right. The only positive, and that's for me personally, right, that I could have take from this game today was the fact that I transferred in Salah on my FPL team. The only thing I didn't do was captain him. All right. The only thing I
Ashamed
didn't do
to
was
say,
captain
but
him.
ashamed to say, but I captain him.
You captain him? Wee, damn it.
I know. Because I tell you, you can see the writing on the wall.
Ole predict that Salah would have put pace on anybody. Oh God.
If
man.
Oh,
Paul sit down and say it,
Yeah.
Paul sit down and say it, he say, if it is, you feel you can have Liverpool, right? And get away with that rubbish. It never happen. And I know Oli don't learn.
Yeah. So I want to come to
And
Rudy.
it's any form of his life.
Yeah. So I want to come to Rudy and then I'll go to Simeon, right? So we're looking at the team sheets, but we could also look at the game as well, right? And
I might say triple captain Salah. What do you think about that?
Crazy, Jody, right now this fella,
Ole
he
too
had the juju
wicked.
sauce right now. He had the juju sauce. If that man could have foresight to triple captain Salah, then
Right?
Ole
this is
too
the new juju
wicked.
boss, right?
I
Crazy,
listen to all of them United.
yeah, Crazy, you are the new juju boss. If you had that insight,
As a United fan.
But guys, I want to go into let's go into the game, and I want to start off with Rudy, right? Because clearly, we spent 80 million pounds on the person, and as they came, we hand them the captain's armband and say, "Heh." And for some reason or the other, because somebody mentioned it just now, there seems to be no organization in our defense. I remember the last time we get 6. This same captain pull this player away so that Ndombele could have
Was
smashed it.
Bailly. Was Bailly. Yeah.
No, he pulled Shaw.
He pulled Luke Shaw. Not
pulled
like
Shaw.
Pulled Luke Shaw.
Yes, was Shaw,
right?
was Shaw.
He pulled Shaw out of the way so that Ndombele could have smashed it in the bottom corner. Today, Luke Shaw again was running across to cover. I think this was for the second goal.
But Shaw was doing that too. But anyway,
Trent,
go
yeah,
ahead.
to cover Trent or
Right?
something.
So
Jeez,
I'm trying to understand what going because Maguire and Bailly, who has been protected by the British media, and and to be fair to them, they had a good
Maguire
season.
too?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Right,
What
and,
is
for,
it?
and,
you
and
said
to be
Bailly
fair to
before.
them,
You said Bailly
oh sorry, so Maguire and Shaw, sorry about that. And but to be fair to them, they had a pretty decent season last season, right? But coming into this season, they've been pretty poor, and Maguire has
Abysmal.
been responsible for probably 90% of the goals we conceded. Anyway, but looking at the goals that we conceded today, Rudy,
Okay.
what going on? Because this is where I want the conversation to go now, because I know the manager and the coaching staff have their responsibility to take, but I can't blame those kind of mistakes on the manager. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I know I'm gonna get a lot of testing for this, but I didn't think it's Shaw's fault because as I see the field look real lopsided. Shaw had Salah and Trent, and it had so much of space. And I don't know what Fred and McTominay good at, whether I'd be defending or attacking, because it looks like neither to me,
What attacking? Come on, Rudy.
right?
You said
Because it looks like
what
neither.
The
attacking?
man have a good
No, well,
point. What are they good at?
I don't know
Definitely attacking is nowhere close.
because the first goal too was
What they good at?
McTominay
What they
fault.
could
He
do?
passed
Just
it in
running
to
around, just
Fred
running around
while
headless.
Fred was surrounded by Liverpool players. So I didn't know what was that about, and it ended up Harry Maguire and Lindelof had keep on going drifting to the right hand side, and Shaw end up trying to drift in, and then it had Salah there trying to mark Salah, Trent coming there, and then making Shaw look real bad. I mean, yeah, sometimes the defensive deficiencies is show, but I think more bad than it needs to be, and I think Fred and him could have helped out, especially Marcus Rashford on the left hand side.
Yeah, I want to say something on that, right? Because again, I am not no big football guru. I don't have the IQ of some of the top coaches in the world, right? But most of our games, the goals coming from on the side with Shaw, and it's the same thing over and over and over. He continues to pull in, get sucked into the right. And as he gets sucked in, you see a man running down the side and a man just playing it through for a man to run onto. And it's
Well,
it over and over and
Right.
over.
that's the plan.
So Nico, just now, Simeon, because I'll come
But
to
the
you.
thing is, I don't have that football IQ to know how to defend against
Right.
that, but I can see that.
Right, so this is my question, and this is what I'm posing to Rudy and Simeon to start it off, right? Do you blame that on the manager, or is it a player on the field losing the sense of organization? Because I remember we spoke about it last season where Luke Shaw go push out, then Maguire pushing out to cover Luke Shaw's space, then Lindelof trying to
You
cover.
answer your own question.
So tell us,
Last
Simeon.
season.
Reem, how are you losing focus in 15 minutes? Only
But this
15,
is-
No, five.
only 15
But,
No,
but
five
tell me
minutes.
something.
No,
So
no,
tell
4
me,
minutes.
is it the
4
players?
minutes.
Is it the players or is it the manager? I want
I
you
think-
to blame.
Reem talking about Reem is talking about the second goal. The second goal scored in the 15th minute. How are you losing focus after 15 minutes are gone? 15 minutes, Reem.
But tell me, Phil,
Really?
who responsible?
Reed, we talked about last
The
year.
manager. I say the manager.
If the coach can't fix from last year, if you see that and you didn't fix it from last year, who fault it is?
It's the manager, because the manager is supposed to be reviewing whoever tapes with his coaching staff and wanted
But
to
this is what
see
I
those
say.
deficiencies. Because as Nico say, it don't take a genius to see that. You don't need
Exactly.
you don't
guess
need
the
200 and
one
500
positive we could take out
IQ
of
to
this
see
match
that.
The
Game
hierarchy with
after
pulling
they
game.
have to do something now.
Manage your side. You know? Rashford,
guys,
fall
I think
back and help out Luke.
guys, I think this is where we're gonna have
Fred, instead
the
of just stand up in
differences
the
here.
middle and dance, find a man to mark. Because
Yeah, find a man
Navigator
to mark.
was free.
Jeez.
Free as a bird for them goals.
Salah
Navigator, who
free,
marking
free,
Navigator? Who
free.
man is that?
Kareem, I think
Salah
he's
free for about a
managing
minute
because
straight.
Go ahead, Rudy. Go ahead, Rudy.
I could
picking up
remember last
Navigator?
season against RB Leipzig when Angelino was having all the freedom in the world on the left hand side and Wan-Bissaka was there not going at him. So that have to be thing from the coach. Coach Ole telling him, hey, stay top 10 or something like that. So that have to be coach because normally Wan-Bissaka love to throw that frame. So it had to be the coach.
I think that's all right. So Ole is there's no secret that Ole tactically inept. It's no secret that when you compare him to the likes of Jurgen Klopp, even the guy from Burnley, he must be better than Ole tactically, right?
Sean Dyche.
But Sean Dyche,
Sean
right?
Dyche.
But here, my guys, the point I'm making is this, right? Obviously, and I agree, if this issue was taking place since Leipzig last season, I don't think that these guys are that blind to not see the issue and try to address it. Now, if we go back, and I just want to use Man City as an example. When Pep Guardiola went into Manchester City, Pep Guardiola purchased a defensive line and he changed it. Everybody. He buy 4 defenders and a goalkeeper. They wasn't doing what he wanted, and he went and he got a whole new defense. But here the point I'm making, guys. Oli don't have that. Oli can't do that. He can't go and say, well, hey, I want 4 new defenders next season. He cannot do that. So he had to work with what we have, right?
No. That's how we.
No, I ain't defending.
After you spent 80 million. After you spent 80 million on Maguire.
No, but
after you spent 80 million on Maguire, you spent 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, and then you're going and tell them within the next season you want a whole new backline.
But I will Pep do. But I will Pep do.
No, hear what I will tell you. Don't say here what. Don't say here
what.
What.
Spend like
40 and 50 and thing.
Right.
But
But still back then, that would have been the price for a good defender back then, right?
You see all the players who you want to go with them too. No, go with them too. Because
I was
no, but all right. So just now, Rudy, I just want to get a point across to you because I asked myself, I'm saying, I am sure. No, and I want to say it again, guys. I'm not saying that I'm not making any excuses for Oli here. But when I look at the manner in which we concede these goals, I want to I'm asking myself, could I say, well, hey, that is the manager's fault, right?
Really?
Because all these situations doing, Nico, all these situations doing is putting Oli in a situation where he can't dig himself out because he probably don't know how to manage a game 4 goals down against the quality of a Liverpool, right? But to get in that hole, individuals making foolish mistakes that they're not supposed to make.
Well, then we have to do.
So I'm not going to watch Maguire and say
Maguire
doing crap like Oli fault. I don't want to say that. I can't say that.
Right. All right. Good.
But
Oli
captain.
Ole is the nonsense.
Good and fair. Good and fair, right? So then what? If you follow the instruction,
Simeon, stop calling Harry Maguire captain. He is not.
Right?
Stop calling Harry Maguire the captain.
Right? One thing. If it is that I give an instruction and game after game after game, the instruction is not being fulfilled, what is the next step? Continue playing the player. Continue playing the player. Continue playing Shaw. Continue playing Maguire. Continue playing Wan-Bissaka. Continue playing them because they're not following the instructions, and then we have to take responsibility. And if you don't drop them, that is where you have to take responsibility as a manager. And you have to drop them.
He has his favorites. He has his favorites. And he will never drop. There are about 5 or 6 players on this team that he will never drop. They can perform piss poor week in, week out, but he will never, ever. Let's be real. It's not Fred and Scott's fault that they play week in, week out. It's the manager. Yeah, it's not Victor Lindelof and Maguire's fault that they play week in, week out. It's the manager, right? But you can guarantee yourself that if a guy like Paul Pogba had 2 minutes, not even a full game, 2 minutes of a bad game, he's on the bench next game. Like his name is Forrest Gump, right? You will see Bruno have a bad game, not drop. Harry Maguire have pissed. Yo, Harry Maguire middle name is Mistake because he has at least 3 or 4 mistakes from him per game, right? You really think Harry Maguire is going to be dropped next game? Hell no. If I am Eric Bailly, if I am Donny van de Beek, I am calling my lawyers the next day and telling them to sue Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for being a fraud.
Yeah.
Because you promised me playing time, and I am here like a man on the bench behind a bunch of side men like Harry Maguire and Fred and Scott, and I can't get no play. Calling my lawyers the next day. Sue Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for being a fraud.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. False advertising 101.
Because Reem, look at it this way. If it is you are Scott McTominay and Fred, and you're seeing Fred getting targeted by players anytime he touch the ball because it's touch poor, because he weak on the ball, Traore running through the man like a little bunny under a tractor, and he just there rolling and screaming. And then after that kind of performance, you're one of the first names on the team sheet next match. Yeah? You're going to change? You're going to do anything different?
All right, but let me
Who's
just
the blame
pose this
then?
here. Let me pose this to you,
Because
Christopher.
it had men like Van der Beek who came in, who worked on his strength training and all of that in preseason. Some of it is leading into this season because, according to Ole, he still had to acclimatize to the Premier League and the physicality. So you say, well, all right, let me go in the gym, get stronger, and I see it. He put on some muscle and all of that stuff. Can't get sweat. And then you have man like Fred and thing who not even putting in the extra work, but getting sweat before him. Yeah. You understand? So you're seeing man like, as you say, Maguire, now reach the club. A play, 2 matches or whatever it is, get the armband already. What I'm saying to him, you understand? The manager is the one who manages the team. I mean, as the name suggests, obviously, right? So if it is he's making these decisions, he puts in a thought in them players' head. I mean, just back to the recent match at Atalanta, right? They have that lineup that performed so poorly against an understrength, weak Atalanta team because Atalanta ain't no big side. 2-0 down, Old Trafford, Champions League. There's not no Carabao Cup, it's Champions League. If it is we lose this match, we are at the bottom of the group. You start that lineup, they concede 2 before halftime. You understand? What is the message sending to these players when it is the next biggest match, which is the biggest match of the season, as far as I'm concerned, that Liverpool match in Old Trafford? And it's starting that same lineup that get a tail bent over by Atalanta B-side. What is the message sending to these guys? Are you telling them that you need to do better, or are you saying you're doing A-OK and continue on?
Yeah.
Let me say something there. I look at Wisaka, I look at Shaw. I mean, that position, left back, right back, that's where I want to play as a football player. I want to play there. You can see the frustration in their play to the point where they can't even play. They can't even make the right decision because they're so frustrated because they're getting no help. Rashford, not there. Greenwood, not there. You can see Shaw just don't. I mean, you see it today. Frustration, yellow cards. So just trying to just want to kick people. They want to kick people because they get no help. They're getting abused every game. You see a big space on either right side, one play, just bare, the ball in the right side, and then the next place, the left side, just bare. Like the second goal, where like 2 guys from Liverpool were sliding in, and no red shirt behind them because nobody came in to cover up the other side. They get no help from the wings, and they're frustrated. And you're seeing Pogba. He got sent off, but you can see on his face like these players start to feel that they have no hope.
Look at Ronaldo. Look, he didn't get sent off either because it's frustration.
Yeah, and you can tell it's like they know they have no. And you see Bruno yelling and running and screaming the whole time. Bruno is not a coach. I I need my coach to give me the instructions. It's like Bruno shouldn't have to be running around yelling if you guys are a well organized, trained team.
Well drilled, yeah. Well drilled, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is Bruno saying something different or what? Is he telling
Everyone's
my
supposed to
friends?
know their job.
What is the plan?
Everyone's supposed to know their job.
Reem, I don't know if you realize, right? But you can go back to the last 5 games and you can see how easy it is for a midfielder in the opposition team to control a football on their chests, on their sunglasses, on their left, on their right shoulder, right? It is so easy. I'm sure if 6 of us in this podcast right now play against United, we can get a result. I'm dead serious. I will play in midfield. I will control that ball so easily because I know Fred, and I know McTominay is not bullying me off. And if my man Simeon is playing right back, I don't care who is on the left because that guy on the left will not track back for Simeon, and Simeon will cross to me, and I am putting it in the top corner, top bins. Big Phil 1, Man United 0.
Right? Actually, as a coach, how easy it was to pick United, and that is how easy it is for a coach to pick Man United. It is easy as that.
Reem, I don't care what positive spin you want to put on this here, right? This team is sugar.
Yeah.
This team is sweet. You add sugar.
Any manager watching this team,
it's sweet.
looking like Birdman. They're rubbing their hands too and watching.
Right? Redford can't wait right now.
No, but hear this, right?
Yeah.
But
Where's that? He playing McFred? Yeah.
Rudy, tell me something. What's your thoughts on players taking responsibility versus managers' responsibility?
Okay, well, to begin with, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't know how he's still starting McFred. I don't know how it's still happening unchallenged. But to be fair, Ole did a good job getting out the deadwood running. But I think he would have been better as a coach. Part of the coaching staff, when we were assistant coaches, he did all we could for we. I don't hate him or nothing, I just glad that this game happened so the hierarchy could take initiative to, hey, we need a better coach.
All right. So Jody trying to win back his juju earlier.
Remember a month ago, what was the bet? What was the thing I said? Remember a month ago, if I said if we get 10 W's, I would give somebody in the comments or even on this panel 1,000 Canadian dollars. 2 games going, Reem.
No, it didn't last. No, it's one game. After the first game we lost. That was Leicester.
Exactly. And if Nico, if I had said on a preview for the Liverpool game, I would say, you know what? Let me start over the challenge, right? My money's still protected.
And Kareem, I thought you was spot on when you said Ole can really manage tactically astute players like Van der Beek and Jadon Sancho, because if you realize it's really hard workers, there's be go-to players.
Exactly.
So I think you was spot on.
Exactly.
But how you will explain him playing Greenwood on the right all the time? I mean, I understand the boys are goal scorer, right? I mean, maybe unpopular opinion.
That's all it is, Christopher. That is all it is. The fact that Greenwood could get into position.
I see many times because
he'll score.
Yeah, I see many times Wan-Bissaka, because people have criticized Wan-Bissaka's attacking output, right? Or he'd overlap on it. But I've seen in matches where Wan-Bissaka will make the run for the overlap. And Greenwood head is just down, cutting inside to look to blaze. Right? And you don't understand the outcome of that. So as a footballer, if it is you as a right back run past your winger, and he just cut in and blaze, that ball coming straight back at your defense immediately. So Wan-Bissaka had a match breaks, spin around, and kill himself to try to get back in position because Mr. Greenwood, instead of taking a little easy pass for the overlap and he could possibly win a corner, want to blaze it straight at the 3 defenders in front of him, and it just ricocheting off a man and heading straight back at your defense.
I mean, mad.
One at a point in time is like, because you've heard former professionals say it, you keep on making the run and the ball not coming, and you just stop making the run because it just don't make any sense. You know, if it is you run past Greenwood and you call for it, yeah, hit me.
He's a hologram. He's a
and
hologram.
he just he blind the zone and he earbuds in listening to some Linkin Park or whatever it is. I tried so hard. You know,
I
it's
don't
like
mind that
you're not
happening,
taking nobody on.
Christopher, I don't mind that happening. I don't mind that Wan-Bissaka uses a decoy for Greenwood to shoot. But you know what? We have to have a plan that here, as long as that happens, somebody has to cover for Wan-Bissaka. And that is what you're not seeing. As long as that happens, as long as we see that play developing, this is how we're going to manage the play. Fred or McTominay cover for Wan-Bissaka because at the moment, at any time Greenwood played we could be under pressure. And that is what we're not seeing.
All right, let me
They
just
thought
get
have no
comment here.
cover.
Let
But
me
if
just
we
get
say
comment
that
here, guys.
Wan-Bissaka is a decoy. Decoy mean that people had to buy the bait, right? So the defenders had to say, oh, shut, let me go and cover Wan-Bissaka. Nobody covered Wan-Bissaka because they know exactly what Greenwood going to do.
Yeah.
Let me just
Nobody
get, let's
moving
get
out
So
of the
specific.
way.
you
Just
made
had
a
to
surprise, eh?
stay right there. Just stay right there because he's going to shoot.
All right. So Dwayne saying here, Oli got Maguire, one Jadon Cavani, Varane, Mr. Ronaldo, along with other players. We know he have real talent that he can work with, and we couldn't win a silverware in almost 3 years. How to be the coaching staff. So I hear that earlier, but I still think we're not attributing enough responsibility to the players because the players are not representing, right? Because let's look at the Leicester game, right? You telling me the fact that they here play that ball out to Maguire shimmy the ball, what's his name again? The attacker from Leicester who stole it, Inacio.
Iheanacho,
Right.
yeah.
Not sure.
You telling me there's a coaching deficiency or there's a player error. And when the coaching system is already flawed, right? And this is the point I'm making. I'm not praising all his coaching ability and tactical know-hows here. But what I'm saying is when players make foolish mistakes, because all the goals, if not most of the goals, if not all the goals we concede, come from individual errors, right? Whether it's communication on the field or whether it's one player just do a bag of rubbish, most of the goals that we've been conceding this season has come from those kind of errors. So I'm saying, listen, if I am a coach and I tell my players, well, hey, we're going out and this is what we're going to do. But then one man make a bad pass, or give the goalkeeper the ball, and the goalkeeper miscontrol the ball, and an attacker run and score, that putting my team under pressure. So my whole game plan now, with my lack of tactical awareness and abilities, going to be under pressure, and then my players continually making mistakes.
Right, so
I don't
let's-
think, Nico, I don't think, even though we know, I don't think we might have been this down or this negative if, let's say, this game had ended 0-0, or let's say this game had ended 1-0. I don't think we would have been this negative and this downtrodden. But my point is, most of the goals
we won
conceded.
against Atalanta, and we was this way. We won
were
3-2
negative,
against
yeah.
Atalanta,
No, but
this team is not going only out, and that was against Atalanta when we win.
I think all missing what I'm trying
No,
to.
but the thing is this, right, Oli? I mean, really, thing is this, right? If you are a boss, right, and your worker is supposed to work 8 hours for the team, right? But every day he is working for 4 hours and going home, right? And he say, well, wait now, but the boss is telling me nothing. And the next day he leave for 4 hours again, and the boss is telling me nothing, right? Then you feel he got change. The only time he will change
alright.
when the boss say you're supposed to be working 8 hours, work
Alright.
my full 8 hours.
Alright, so
Speaking captain, boss, speaking captain. El Capitan.
Right, but here it is, right? So let me put this to you, right? And then now then we will discuss it again. But let me put this one more thing to you, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is the problem it's because we're not sitting in the hot seat, and the pressures that is come with the hot seat with decisions that you make. Because look against Everton, Oli dropped Ronaldo. The media went in on him for dropping Ronaldo.
But why you drop Ronaldo?
Wait,
But why you
Nico,
drop
just
Ronaldo?
hear him out. He dropped, if Oli drop any of the media protected favorites. Now we calling for players to get dropped because they're making mistakes, they're not informed. But if Oli were to drop a player and the team does not perform to justify or to vindicate that decision, he'll get pressure again. So
Well, let him go down with them. Let him go down with them then. No, that will happen.
you know,
I
see the
get
point
what
I'm
Reem
making.
is
You know,
saying.
let him
I
go
get
down
what
with
Reem
them.
is saying.
it's not
No,
like
well,
just
well,
dropping this player because he's not playing
No,
good. It's not that easy.
but as a manager,
well,
that's
why?
what you have
Well,
to
why
do.
you think he dropped
That is what you
Ronaldo
have
against
to
Everton?
do.
Reem is what I'll tell you, right? Because at the end of the day, football is about one thing, and that's decision making, right? Now, if I, as a boss, a manager, a CEO, I see my staff underperforming, I have to call them into the boardroom. I say, you know what? Pull your socks up,
Yeah, the Reedy
or
riot
you will
up.
get that pink slip, right?
Yeah,
Ole
the
Gunnar
Reedy riot
Solskjaer
up.
does not have the cojones to call Maguire, Shaw, McFred into the office and say, here what's going on. My job is on the line, and it's either me or it's either you, right? You perform shit, you're going on the bench. Maguire, you really think that? No, don't get me wrong, Reem. These guys are professional football players, right? These guys should not be making silly mistakes, right? But if you're seeing a guy like Harry Maguire make silly mistakes week in, week out, I gotta call him in and say, you know what, buddy, take some rest. Take some rest, or here's that pink slip. I'm sorry. Like I
Reams, and
said,
you know what? You know what, Reams? You know he will get a lot of respect for that. Because the whole world, in terms of Manchester United, and even our rival fans, know Maguire has been crap.
yes.
And you know what? Oli will get respect for? Putting Maguire on the bench. And you know what we gonna say? Nah, Oli have the guts to do it. If he could do that, he have the guts to take this team where the team needs to go. But the mere fact he's not doing that, then he's not good enough.
Maguire has to get injured or suspended to be not in that starting 11. That's it.
But he's still
Fred,
playing when he
Fred,
injured.
Fred has to be in Brazil, not to be in that starting 11. As it is.
I mean, well, Reem, I understand what they're saying, right? I mean, I understand individual players have to take responsibility for their performances and their output, right? Because it's not little children you're coaching, it's big men. I understand that. And the mistakes that Maguire making,
Thank
where
you,
he just
Dwayne.
losing concentration, you're seeing players, I guess, Fred, who do know nothing about marking players or whatever it is. I understand that, right? But I mean, it's the same thing like what it is that story that I think it was Rio was talking about with Van Persie at time, where when Van Persie came into the team, and after a few matches in the season, Fergie pull everybody into the room, pull up the projector, and sort of show them fellas the runs that Van Persie making, and how Scholes and Hargreaves and them boys not passing the ball to him, and he let them know if it is all they don't pass that damn ball to Van Persie when it is he making them runs, but they're going to live on a bench. You understand? And this is Fergie talking to a man like Paul Scholes, who would have won Premier League and Champions League and thing on them already. But he brought in a player who I guess they weren't accustomed to him. And he had to point out to them, hey, find that man, and he's going to win us a damn Premier League when he make them runs, right? And that is a manager. Because, it's Paul Scholes. You don't have to tell Paul Scholes nothing, right? Because it's Paul Scholes. You don't have to tell Rio Ferdinand nothing. It's Rio Ferdinand. These are some of the best of the best. They would have won Premier League. But at the end of the day, you have to point out mistakes that they were making and let them know if it's they keep up with this stupidness, it is problems. And that is where the manager comes in and reads the riot act. Like what does Phil saying? The CEO had to let people know, I will burn down this whole place if it is all they understand what they need to do. And that's what we're saying. It's not to say we exempt any players from their responsibility and individual accountability, but as a manager and as a coaching staff, because it's not just one man, one pair of eyes watching. There's Phelan and McKenna and Carrick and all of them boys and them sitting on that bench playing with their iPad, drawing the little diagrams on the thing to show Mason Greenwood of little pictures so he could color any coloring books of it is. I don't know what he's showing. You understand? All of them watching that. And then all of them will review the game tapes, I'm assuming. Because, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I'm assuming they have the technology to watch a replay of a match. And they ought to be able to point out these things. when it is you're seeing Luke Shaw getting isolated on the left, you're seeing Wan-Bissaka making a run and the ball not coming, you're seeing Bruno pushing too far forward and disconnecting from the midfield. You're seeing when it is we trying to play out from the back, McTominay and Fred not showing for the ball. You had to point those things out to them, say, hey, when it is you see Varane or Maguire get a ball from the here and look up, you had to make sure you in space and open to receive the ball. Because you don't want the centre backs holding onto that ball for too long when that system, because the press will come and mistakes could happen.
Yeah.
They might either make a bad pass, or they can miss control or something, or they can get dispossessed over it and immediately you under pressure, right? You understand?
You know what's the worst part? When Harry Maguire makes a mistake, I mean, like, you know, you're not the fastest. I'm sure everybody on this podcast is faster than Harry Maguire. I'm dead serious, man. When this guy makes a mistake in an area where he knows if he gives away the ball, that the opposition player is a Usain Bolt and he is like molasses up a hill, we're in trouble. That puts David De Gea on pressure, right?
Rudy.
I mean, and we could look at.
Let me just get this one here for Rudy, right?
Sorry.
So get on saying, do you all think the players set up Oli? What if they are tired of him? What do you think about it, Rudy? And
Well, I mean, under Mourinho, we could have been saying the same thing, but look at the difference when Mourinho gets sacked and Ole come in and the players play differently. So, Kareem, that probably can answer your question. I think it's a coaching problem. I don't know. I wouldn't think so that the players would set up Ole because they getting paid big ones to play to play the football. And one thing I just want to thing with Christopher, you say he was a little frustrated with Greenwood shooting today, but I mean that is the result of going down so early. He doesn't have that composure to.
No, it's not today alone. I talking about, you know. I talking about
I mean,
match
we're going
after
down
match.
early a lot of times. It's a game of 2 halves.
It's match after match.
First half
That's what
and
you're doing,
the second
now.
half is two different United, so except for today. But
Simeon, for you as well, you know, do you think that Oli has lost the dressing room, or you know, people tend to use that phrase when things not going well, that you know, Oli lost the dressing room and the players not playing for him?
I think today was a turning point. I want to see it next game and see what happens next game, because I saw some things today. The players out there, they got beat, but like you could see something ain't right. Like they feel like you could see that you could see something in them that were like they didn't feel they were set up to win. It's like they felt like they were out there just running around. Like it felt like they knew that they were not going to be put in a position where they could win. You know, like I said, I'll go back to Shaw and Bissaka. The frustration that they show is not, you know, you could see like they expected more help. You look at Fred and McTominay. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, they're not good to begin with, and they ain't getting the help they need. And you look at Van de Beek and like, you know, you wonder if Fred and McTominay are just put in there to just run about and just clean everything up. Like that's the instructions. You guys, you know, they're not the biggest names in football. They have no real say as far as, you know, we can't well say, oh, well, this ain't working. But Fred and McTominay will run around and do whatever all he says, even if it makes no sense. A player like Van de Beek, who has, you know, tactics and training from, you know, Ajax and, you know, the national team. His mind, well, coach, this ain't gonna make no sense. And coach would be like, oh, you know, but I tell you to do X, Y, Z. Why you ain't do it? Because, well, coach, it ain't making no sense. Like, you know, I figured up like Van de Beek. Well, I don't know why he ain't playing, but that's the only thing I can think of right now. Is like he will ask questions or coach. This ain't gonna work. And I don't know if you don't like that or not. I have serious questions.
I don't like that.
You know, I don't know if Ali has issues and it goes back. Everyone's like, no one from outside they're bringing in this coaching staff. They don't want people to see what they're doing. They don't want outsiders come in and say, you know, this is nonsense. They don't want anybody from outside come in and look and examine and say, you know, tell them anything as far as what they're doing, because they don't want any criticism. And like, That's the only thing I can think of. And as far as Rashford and Greenwood not tracking back, I don't know. I don't know why that is a thing. I don't know if the academy if they ain't teaching that. I mean, Rashford been playing like who not telling these guys to track back? Is Ollie telling them to wait up there for a long ball? Do help. Because Fred and not Fred, Bissaka and Shaw, you can see it. I think they are frustrated with Ollie. I think they will be done before anybody else is done because they can. I mean, Ronaldo's a different story. I want to see what he gotta say. But not Fred, Bissaka and Shaw are getting exposed the most because their sides are always there, and all them goals. There's nobody else to the left side or the right side when those goals scored because there's no help coming back. And the coach ain't fixing anything. And game after game after game, and no change. So, I mean, that would make you not want to play for a coach. You get exposed, get booed at home, down 5-0. Your peers, Liverpool players, they're killing you. They're just running right past you, making it look easy, embarrassing you. You're a professional player, and you get cooled like that. No, if Ollie still keeps his dressing room after this, I'll be shocked.
Let me just get a comment here before we move on, right? And guys, I think we might have to be landing the plane in a short bit, right? Dwayne saying here, you had to put on your big pants, Reem, and flex your muscle. Harry doing crap, pull him off.
Thank you.
Always out of position, custom. But the issue is that's what he wants from them. Every way the team plays a vision of what Ollie and his coaching staff want. Fair enough. Right. Anderson saying here, if the manager in place was better, would it all the poor players' performance wouldn't change?
Changes be made.
Wouldn't
Is
change
a
it,
question
okay,
he asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I got that, Anderson. Lion saying bring Ajax coach and Van der Beek will play.
Ten Hag, yeah.
Shadon Bettel, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying you all need to stop it, man. You realness. I'm sorry to say.
No.
These Arsenal men. These Arsenal men. That could work here. See these Arsenal men.
But
Arsenal
Arsenal looks
looking
much
better.
better.
No, but Arsenal looking better.
Arsenal
Actually
had to
looking
scrape.
better.
Arsenal had to
Arsenal
scrape
looking
a
better.
draw. Had to scrape a
Nah,
draw with
no, but
Crystal
still.
Palace.
No, but
Nah,
Christopher,
but
they
Crystal
actually
Palace playing very good,
They're playing good. Arsenal playing good, fella.
Crystal Palace came and
Actually
beat
playing.
Newcastle. They drew with Newcastle too.
Crystal Palace drew with everybody. Crystal Palace drew with
Thank
everybody.
you.
Right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
You know,
And they
no,
almost beat Arsenal.
right?
So they drawn at everybody, but almost beat Arsenal. And Arsenal playing better than home.
And you know Arsenal on the same points as us, right?
So
14.
So guys, I mean, yeah,
still
I know,
negative 3 goal difference. So they playing better.
I
No, I think
know,
they play better, to be honest. We are playing nothing.
The-
I
and
can't identify nothing with how we playing. I can't identify anything.
I will take it. Someone say maybe Chelsea, Liverpool definitely sitting. No, Arsenal.
Arsenal
Don't
actually
know about
playing better than we Christopher. They're playing better. You're actually looking
I
and
don't
seeing.
feeling sick already. I don't
Yeah,
feeling sick.
actually, if you look at
They're trying to make me
Arsenal
puke
play,
now.
no, but here, right, Christopher? If
But
you
they're trying to
actually
make
look
me
at
vomit now.
if you look at Arsenal play, actually seeing some game plan, you're seeing something whether they could hold out and maintain that level for 90 minutes and actually win games. I know we're discussing right now because Arsenal, whatever, right? But in terms of a planned game play, they have something and they're way ahead of us in terms of that. We still operate and we winning games on individual brilliance. That's what taking us through.
Right. Well, let me move on to some other comments.
We actually reached further in the process than Arsenal. And Arsenal just execution better than
Oh
us.
God, let's stop talking about Arsenal now. Gosh,
No, but guys, so I think we had to wrap it. Guys. I know it could have plenty other areas and we could have go deeper into this because guys, we even started touch the game in the kind of detail I was hoping we would have. But then with the sense if we can't just get past these kind of discussions,
Debates,
but I mean, For me, I think the writing, as we just always say, the writing is on the wall, and I am struggling to see how, as I said in my opening remarks, I'm really struggling to see how we're going to get out of this because, guys, next game is Tottenham. After that, I think we're playing City, then we're playing Chelsea in close proximity. So, Ollie, here I telling you, right? I don't see Ollie making it out of these 3 or 4 games. I
I
really don't
don't
see
want
him
him to
making it.
go into them 3 games, man.
Well, let's see
They
what
had to
happens when
take
we wake
action
up
though.
tomorrow in the
Well,
morning.
my closing
Today,
remarks is
they need to take action. They need to take action because it cannot maintain. We cannot go into the Tottenham game with him still as the manager of this club. It cannot happen. If it is the Manchester United are a big club, act like a big club because what it is we saw here was not just one match, it is a culmination of the entire season and even before then. The problems were there. Ole had time to fix the problems. They gave him time. They gave him plenty space and time. They gave him more players. Cristiano, Jadon Sancho, Varane. They given him the tools. They say, right, fix the problems. Here, fix the problems. Right? This 5-0 from Liverpool at Old Trafford was coming. It was coming. Right? So this was his test. We gave it the tools. We gave it the time and space. Can you perform?
Feel
The answer was today. 5-0.
at home to your
If I
greatest
give
rivals.
if I give a man a Ferrari, I give him the keys and I say, boy, you do your thing, and he wreck the thing. What gonna do? Give him a
It's
Lamborghini
not.
now?
It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not even that. It's like you at home with your girlfriend. A man breaks into your house, does his thing with your girlfriend, and you can't do anything about it. You can't. That's how it is, buddy. That is how it is.
But you all, so hear this, right? Watch this. Watch this. This is something very, very interesting that Jamal just brought up here. Jose dropped Pogba versus Liverpool and was sacked. Ollie realized Ollie do the same thing.
I don't
When
even
Ollie,
think it's about Pogba though. It's not even about
when
Pogba.
no, it's not about
Pogba leaving the
Pogba.
club, so I don't even think it's
No,
about
but
Pogba.
it's not about Pogba, but I guess watching the similarity because the last game Ollie managed us was against Liverpool and we get like 3-1 or 3-0 or something, right? And he dropped Pogba. And Ollie do the same thing. And we lost 5-0. So could it be that tomorrow morning we're gonna hear Ollie get his neck bust?
That is what my closing remarks are. When I go to sleep on a night, I don't normally leave my internet or Wi-Fi on my phone on, right? But I'm gonna leave it on because wait, oh yeah, true. Now, like I said, right? When I go to sleep on a night, I turn off all of my internet connection on my phone, right? But I'm gonna leave it on tonight because I want to see if this board has any cojones to make that big decision tomorrow, right? I
We
have
need
to
to.
get up for work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and if I don't see any notification of the board making that big decision or our manager saying, you know what, it is the end of the road like boys the men for me, and I must go, then I don't know where to go from here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rudy?
okay. Well, my closing remarks is I really wanted to buy into the story of this club legend coming back to manage the club
Yeah.
and carry with the successor. But the truth is, Oli has carried we as far as he can this team.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you ask any Chelsea fan, they win rather Frank Lampard over Thomas Tuchel because I mean it was a hard sacking, but they had to do it. He carried them as far as they could go. Something likewise with Manchester United. I mean, he did a lot of good work, clear out. He
Yeah,
bring in
he
some good
did.
signings, he clear out some dead wood, but this is as far as he could go. So I would like to say would like to see a man lose the work, but I hope he gets sacked. Sorry.
Simeon?
Nah, man. What has bugged me the most, like, and it's been coming. This disaster's been coming, but I've been horrified to see past legends of United, like past coaches, past players, like protect Ollie. and not call out, what he's been doing to his club. And I won't be surprised if he's still there tomorrow morning. It's like the standards have dropped so low, and it's I mean now it's showing, but like it's been this low for a while, and the pressure is there. But I could count on the board to recognize that whatever profits or stability you have with Ali is not worth letting the club drop to a new low. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, Christopher.
I mean, I know, like, I guess on this podcast, I sounded very negative towards Ole, but I recognize that he would have done quite a lot of good. I mean, he came into the club when the club was in crisis. It was, in a bad situation, and the team has shown improvement with respect to results as well, year over year. We would have made the Champions League places consecutively. I mean, we reached a final. I guess we could count that as a success, even though we lost on penalties and things like that. And in general, you're actually seeing a better style of football as opposed to what it is you would have seen previously under the other managers before him, excluding, of course, Ferguson. So Ole has done some good, but I don't know if it is just the pressure would have gotten to him with respect to the pressure to perform and to deliver the results, because I don't know. I guess I will say it might be because of the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo, because there are no excuses. When it is you sign the GOAT of football, the greatest is on your team, there are no excuses. You can't say, well, we're just trying to do this and we're so far behind, blah, blah, blah. No, you have Cristiano Ronaldo. You're supposed to be delivering results. So I don't know if that is the part what probably got the Ole, the pressure of that, or whatever it is. But for whatever reason, as Rudy saying, he has stagnated and he has just reached as far as he could reach as a manager of this club. And if it is you stack us as a club up against all the other big clubs in the Premier League in Europe, team sheet comparable, manager chalk and cheese. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Nico?
looking at Bayern, their coach. You're looking at Klopp, Liverpool, Guardiola. I mean, it's just no comparison. Even Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea, you compare him to Ole, is no comparison. I mean, even the fact that we there was arguing about Arsenal and their manager Arteta, and oh well, Arteta have better ideas than Ole. I mean, it's just kind of showing the level of Ole with respect to a manager. All
Yeah.
respect to him, and I'm eternally grateful for him guiding the club through a very tumultuous time, difficult period where it was a lot of disharmony, etc., etc. But I think he has run the end of his road, and there's no malice, there's no anger. I recognize everything he would have done. I'm grateful for it, but I just think this is just a level above his level.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we're talking about winning a title, Premier League title, when you're talking about winning the Champions League, because we're not in it just to reach the semis or some nonsense like that. We're in it to win it,
Yeah.
right? That is what the ethos of United is supposed to be. Any competition we're in, we win in it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Nico?
So maybe that's
Yeah.
not be a level above his level. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, and it's something that I would have started the podcast with tonight is that when you start to get numb to results, when you start to you miss a game and you're like, that will end up in tango. I didn't see that game. When that is where you reach when you're supporting a team, then you know things bad.
Yeah.
You know things bad and things things bad. You know, and I think the only change, because simple as looking at Maguire in an interview, it is kind of watching. It is be upsetting to watch him, right? You're looking at all in our interview, upsetting to watch. You can't even watch them. You can't, you know, that the team you support, but you can barely watch the manager in a press conference because he's irritating you with things he's saying, right? Because you know that what he's saying and what is being put out there is two different things, you know. And the mere fact you know you reach that point, I think that is the time when something had to give, you know. And I really hope that the board, you know, feeling the or seeing the frustration of the fans, because it will start to hit their pocket, you know. And when it start to hit their pocket is when you would start to see changes being made. You know, when the share price and the stock price of Manchester United start to fall because of the results, you know, and I think that would be happening and will happen very soon. So I hope that forced them into a decision, and even if that forced them into a decision, I hope the decision after that, you know, is really the right one now, you know, because we have been in a tailspin for as we all know since Fergie has left. And you know, I think we have the raw material right now. I think we have the tools to get back there. It's just that person to put everything together and get that chemistry within the team from the front to the back. And I think as long as we get that, I think we would definitely be a very strong team. But until then, um, we would struggle. So I really hope that, as Phil would have said, get up in the morning and you see something happen. But whatever happen, let me hope that is the best decision, for the club and for the fans, especially.
Yeah. I just want to get some comments before I close up, right? Um, Dwayne saying Pogba had say on the performance against had his say on the performance against Leicester or Atlanta. He got subbed for the biggest game at home. He came on and showed his disappointment in Oli and the performance and stated his claim, red card. Right? Eric Lewis, thanks for joining. He's saying Oli must resign because I don't trust the Glazers, the board, to fire him at this time. Oli must go. He's provided some stability and laid the foundation. Now we need a tactician to take us to the next level. So he's saying Oli out. Right? I'm not worried about Oli leaving. I'm worried about our future. And Eric saying as well, and they better not replace Oli with Carrick or Phelan. They all gotta go. Now, the my thing on this, right, and it flowed straight from Eric's last comment about replacing Oli with Carrick or Phelan or McKenna. Right now, I think I've heard enough of Manchester United DNA. What it is to play for Manchester United. I've had enough of that. Right, till I don't even want to see a next Man United player take the helm at Manchester United to try to indoctrinate the players on this Manchester United way. What in the world is the Manchester United way, earlier? Right? I know about football, proper football. Joga Bonito played the entertaining, winning way. I don't want to hear earlier nothing about the Man United way again. I've had enough of that over 3 years with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And all I'm saying is Sir Alex Ferguson, he done great for the 26 years that he's been there. He evolved. He did what he needed to do to bring the club to where it was at when he retired. Right? But save me with this Sir Alex Ferguson thing and this Manchester United way thing. Save me with that. I want a coach to come in and bring a winning way. Right? I don't want to hear nothing about Phelan and how Sir Alex would have done it. Sir Alex Ferguson had his time and he was greatly successful. But if I were to be real, probably his ways now would not work. Right? And testament and evidence to that is the fact that he would have always hired somebody or brought somebody in. A Kirosh. Was the other guy's name? The other guy after Kirosh.
Mitzeleno,
Yes.
that one? Rennie
Right?
Mitzeleno, I think.
Right.
Rene Mr. Lulin, or whatever his name is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He would have brought in these guys because these guys would have been current, these guys would have been relevant in their philosophy. Right? But Ollie's still stuck in how Sir Alex Ferguson used to do it when he was a player. And he's trying to bring that into this football, which is clearly irrelevant. So all I'm saying is save me with this DNA nonsense. with this Man United away nonsense and let us get a coach who could come in and play football the right way. Right? I don't want to see no ex-footballer talking about this in any kind of place of influence. I was listening to something recently, and they were saying Darren Fletcher is the director of football, right? But every day he on the training pitch kicking ball with them by and them.
Well,
You know what I'm
I think he's
saying?
technical director.
He's a technical
Because
director. Why the technical director?
Murtag is the director of football.
Right. So why does our technical director playing football and in training? So you see that whole boys club kind of thing. I want that thing out of this football club now. And when we're going forward, let's go forward with people who serious about football and structure and executing a plan on the field without looking back and trying to reference the past. The past gone. We were successful, but it's 8 years now since we've won a title, we've won a trophy, and we're trying to replicate what? Let create your own future. That's all I'm saying. You know, and that's what I want to see from now on. So if Ollie has to go, make sure Carrick, McKenna, and Phelan following him. I done. So, guys, we do thank you for, still joining. Thanks for the comments, the likes, the shares. We still hope that even after, we end the stream, that the content will still travel and people can partake and still, engage with the content. So, guys, I just want to drop a spoiler for you all. McFred more than likely will be picked next week.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Not wrong.
End this stream. End this stream, man. This stream.
So guys, I just get all that heads up now. We can see McFred.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
McFred for life. The man didn't even break up that partnership during this match.
Yeah.
4-0 down at halftime, that man take off Greenwood.
Yeah. So guys, thanks again to
You need
Phil,
goals.
Simeon, Rudy,
Leave on
Christopher.
McFred.
So Nico and myself, we do appreciate everything. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, folks.